Hello everyone, it is me, RizzyRez, and I have made it very clear in the past that I really like Ultimate Alien and Ultimates as an extension of that. I think that it's a really cool concept that if it was used more, it would have been loved by a lot more people, but since it was used very infrequently and the Ultimates that we got weren't really that great, people tend to hate on it. Some of the Ultimates are great and are loved by a lot of people, and some of them are not so great and quite hated. I've only briefly shared my opinions about the Ultimates in the past, so today I'm going to do a fully fledged ranking from worst to best of all the Ultimates. And yes, I will be doing the Albedo Ultimates that showed up in Omniverse. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. I think that's done for the intro, so let's jump into it. Number 12 on my list and my least favorite Ultimate is Ultimate Grey Matter. And while I don't really hate him very much, I also don't really like him. I'm not really a big fan of like the huge like exposed brain. I think that's kind of disgusting and pretty weird, because like what if someone throws like a fork or something inside of it? I'm not a very big fan of like the MODOK look. I think it's kind of weird, and I do like that it floats though, because I feel like there'll be a natural progression for like a Galvan, but other than that, Ultimate Grey Matter is just kind of whatever, I guess. It's not bad, but it's not also very good. Next on my list is Ultimate Waybig. This is the most forgettable Ultimate, as I mentioned in my most forgettable aliens list. And it's so forgettable in fact that I forgot to rank it when I first was like writing them down to rank them in my book. So yeah, I literally forgot about it, even though I made a video like 2 videos ago where I featured him. Everything that I don't like about Ultimate Wavy, I've kind of already said in the other video, but it's a fine design. It's kind of lazy, you know, like it doesn't really change too much. It's only got one appearance where it immediately lost to Dagon, and it's just not very interesting. This next Ultimate is probably the most disappointing Ultimate for me, and one of my more underwhelming ones at least, because it is an Ultimate of one of my favorite aliens. Ultimate Wrath. I don't even know what I dislike about Ultimate Wrath. I just don't like him. I don't like the jacket and the belt. I think it's like really tacky, and it's kind of strange that an Apoplexian would wear like a jacket and a belt if it was like in a war zone simulated like a million years in the future. I know I keep on bringing up that argument, but that is kind of like the official like thing that they designed the Ultimates for. But I just think it's really tacky and kind of strange. Yes, I know that Wrath is inspired by Hulk Hogan, so the wrestler sort of motif kind of makes sense, but I don't know, it's really abnormal to see it, but I guess that's the point since he's an alien. The double claws though are really pushing on that Wolverine parody. I think instead of double claws, he should have had like a full forearm just full of like spikes on it, and I think that would have made it cool.
Hello there everyone in the video, this is Editing Rizzy, and I just realized that Ultimate Wrath's design does take inspiration from Kraven the Hunter, and when you look at them side by side, it's kind of obvious and kind of stupid that I didn't think of that earlier. And so I guess that is kind of cool, but it doesn't really change my ranking, and it does kind of make it seem a bit more lazy, so yeah. Number 9.
Number 9 on my list is someone who could walk the walk, but now he can talk the talk. Ultimate Wildmutt. Ultimate Wildmutt is interesting. I feel like I like him more than other people actually do, but I don't really have a solid reason as to why I like him. Because I don't like that he talks. I actually really dislike that, because that is one of the things that make Wildmutt special. He's got 3 traits. He can't see, he has super senses, and he can't talk. So it does kind of make it a little bit weird that he can talk, but I don't know. I just think I like his red color scheme. I like the spikes on his back and on his tail, and I think honestly, maybe if they just made it look a little more like an adult Vulpamancer, then it could have been really good. Although I guess it does make evolutionary sense that a creature that can't talk, naturally for it to evolve and be able to keep up with everyone else is to learn how to talk. I can see why that people think that this alien is a complete abomination. I don't think it's that bad, but it's not very great. So that's where he sits, just number 9. 8 is a number that keeps on just going round and round, just like my next alien, Ultimate Cannonbolt. He's fine. He's just okay. I get what they were doing with the whole armor thing, because naturally, if you want to become stronger, you would just put on more metal. So from an evolution standpoint, I do kind of get it, but from a design standpoint, it does seem kind of lazy, and I do see why people think this is the worst Ultimate. It does show up quite a bit in UA, so we do get to see it quite a lot, and it is pretty known for being the alien that is hated. Like, I don't like Ultimate Waybig, but I don't think anyone can really remember Ultimate Waybig, but at least people can remember Ultimate Cannonbolt for being that bad Ultimate. From sitting in a freezer to becoming a grill, number 7 on my list is Ultimate Big Chill. I do like the concept of Ultimate Big Chill, that's something that's so cold that it burns, whatever that means, but I don't think it was like executed very great. Well, it wasn't executed very terribly. I think it has a very flamboyant, I should say, design, and I do like that it has fire that like turns into ice. That is really good and pretty interesting, but it doesn't really change too much from Big Chill. What I mean by that is that the fire just kind of immediately turns to ice, and then it kind of just seems like the same powers as regular Big Chill. So I don't see how many advantages you would gain from having fire that turns into ice. Again, I think his design is very interesting and cool and very, again, flamboyant, but it is, you gotta admit, it is pretty cool to see a giant Necrophrygian fire phoenix flying around. What I think could make Ultimate Big Chill better is that instead it spews out lava that hardens into rock or metal or whatever lava hardens into. I actually am not sure about that, but just for it to harden like that, so it goes from like ice to the stronger rock or steel. And we do know this is possible because we have seen on screen that Big Chill can drink like hot lava. I don't really know what cold lava is, but we've seen he can actually drink it, and he does spew it out, so it is possible. A Searing Seed that blazes higher. Number 6 on my list is Ultimate Swamp Fire. The ultimate that started it off is actually pretty good. I like it a fair amount. And I do like that it's designed with all the blue jelly stuff. I don't know what that is, but I like that it leans into the more weird mycelium aspects of Ben 10 like we saw in the original series. I like that the blue jelly parts look like weird, like fungus, alien aspects, like extraterrestrial things on him. And I like that his upgraded fire attacks are like taken to the max, and he can throw bombs off his arms, so I don't know, I'm a simple man. I do like the wooden framing of him, and it makes sense going from like a weak plant going to like a strong hardened body. Although I do think it's a bit chunky on the top, maybe you could tone that down. And I think if this alien actually appeared in Omniverse, it could have had a cooler design. I still greatly prefer regular Swamp Fire, but the ultimate isn't too bad. He's as cold as ice and can cause some trauma. Number 5 on my list is Ultimate Arctiguana. This alien was probably one of the most deserving aliens to get an ultimate because he's just so forgotten. He first appeared in the original series as like a future transformation, didn't appear in UAF at all, or even like a classic for Ben to transform into, and he first appeared in Omniverse, which was kind of underwhelming for his looks because he doesn't really look that interesting, and Big Chill is just a way better ice alien than him. But Ultimate Arctiguana is a pretty good ultimate, I will say. Yeah, in this case, Arctiguana is the better ice alien. I love that he's just like a massive tank now, and he's got 2 cannons on his back that shoot ice. Come on, again, I'm a simple man. If I see someone with cannons on their back, I'm gonna love it. The mustache is kind of weird, but I love that his back is just a huge iceberg, and his front arms are just massive, so he walks around like a gorilla. Ultimate Arctiguana is one of the more underrated ultimates that should have showed up more. His roar will leave you in awe. Sitting at number 4 is Ultimate Humongousaur. Firstly, I would like to say that, yes, I do like Ultimate Humongousaur's redesign in Omniverse. I think it's really cool. And I don't know if I like it more than the original. I think they're kind of about the same. They're 2 different designs of the same alien. You know, the UA one is more simplified and more cleaner looking, while the OV one, he looks like he's been through some stuff. I actually kind of like the fact that his arms are like guns. It is very goofy, but it is, come on, his hands are cannons, alright? You gotta love that. Again, I'm a simple man, I love it when an alien's got cannons on him. Love his new color scheme because, well, green's my favorite color, and I love that his back now has a shell on it, like spikes, and it does look a lot like Bowser, admittedly, but come on, Bowser's awesome. Like, he's just cool. He's just cool. Love the Wrecking Ball tail, and while it is a little bit disappointing that he can't grow anymore, it is kind of a fair trade-off to get guns for hands. Again, guns for hands. Come on. He gets used a lot, which is great because I love me some Ultimate Humongousaur, and he's just a good transition from regular Humongousaur that I think is really good. This alien is not a gecko, it's Ultimate Echo Echo. I'm sorry, there's not really many words that rhyme with echo, alright? I'm not Eminem. This is like the most popular ultimate, and for good reason. Everyone knows why it's great, and for a while, I will admit, it was my favorite as well. I love his new color scheme, his new design for his body, his new powers, his new voice, his new everything. He's just a massive upgrade over regular Echo Echo. I love his new abilities where he now has these like projectile discs that can go around and shoot sound from them and nearly kill Ultimate Kevin. Like, he absolutely had the ability to do that, and Ultimate Echo Echo is just amazing. His OV design is actually kind of good, weirdly enough. I like it, and I feel like I shouldn't, that feels illegal. But I kind of like the wires on it, and while I don't think it's better than the OUA design, I still think it's pretty good. And plus, he can fly. That's just cool. I like that. Ultimate Echo Echo, number 3 on my list. This alien went from skinny to chunky, and number 2 on my list is Ultimate Spider Monkey. I think the reason why I like Ultimate Spider Monkey so much is because of nostalgia. Growing up, he was always my favorite Ultimate, and I loved every time he showed up on screen. His new split jaw that shoots webs is really cool, and I love his color scheme since purple is my second favorite color. I'm a big fan of the spider legs that come out of his ribs that can just like, he can just crawl around, and it's really weird, but they can also like kind of fold back into his stomach and he can just become a gorilla. But my favorite thing about him is that he goes from this little scrawny little chimp to a massive gorilla that just wrecks anything. Plus, he absolutely destroyed Driscoll in The Purge, so that's even more reason to like him. Ultimate Spider Monkey is incredible, I love him, and number 2 on my list. This alien floats off track, and my favorite Ultimate is Gravitack. I just love this alien, even if he barely shows up. I mentioned in my tier list video why I think regular Gravitack is a really good alien, but Ultimate Gravitack is a step up from that. I mean, we can just say bye to those legs since he can already float, so there's no really point having them anymore, and come on, he's a gravity creature, so why would he need them? The huge spikes on him look great and don't really look too tacky, and I love that his mouth is like the swirly pattern that he used to have on his stomach. That's a really cool idea. And I love the mini asteroids that are just kind of like floating around him that look like coughings. It's just a really neat addition that didn't really have to be there, but I'm glad that it's there. Plus, his voice sounds great.
Let's see how you like it.
I also made a fusion of Ultimate Gravitack and Ultimate Echo Echo a year ago, so that definitely helps with me liking him since that was probably one of the proudest things I had done at the time. Despite not seeing him much, I love Ultimate Gravitack, and he is my number 1 favorite Ultimate. And there you have it. That is all 12 Ultimates ranked from worst to best. Let me know what you thought of this video, and let me know what your favorite Ultimate is. I'd love to know. And again, this is just my opinion. Don't really think I have to preface that, but this is just what I think are my favorite Ultimates are. That's all I really got to say for now, so until next time, I'll see you later.